Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Good evening to all the students, academic counselors, coordinator Madam Jagati from Akhilandeshwari Women's College from Vandavasi. I welcome all of you for this common induction program for CPVE program, that is Certificate Program in Value Education. First of all, I request our Senior Regional Director, Dr. K. Pannir Selvam sir, to give the presidential address. Thank you. Sir, please unmute your mic, sir.
Very good evening. My hearty welcome to all the participants for this induction meeting. And this is the first induction commencing for the January. Now we have almost finalized admissions for certificate and semester-based programs. And this particular certificate program in value education is Chennai is a nodal agency, nodal center, nodal regional center for conducting this all India online counseling classes for those students. You are aware that wherever the number of students are less than 200 in a particular course or program, and these programs are conducted through online, and one of the centers in the regions, one of the region centers in India will be made as nodal center. So for this CPV, I think Chennai is the nodal center for conducting it. This is the beginning of your CPV program, and then followed by this, there will be online counseling classes. Will be conducted in support of the study center where the students are attached. I know there are 11 students from Chennai and 14 students from other regions. I'm not sure how many of them are participating. Anyway, this is a kind of an introductory meeting in our university. Normally, we organize for giving the students the preliminary information about how to study with this university. This is a routine practice in our university to orient you all about the university in general and the various system followed in your study with IGNOU in particular. What will be done at your study center, what will be supported from regional center, what are the support services you will be availing from the IGNOU headquarters. So this is what we make use of this program to make you understand, so that you will be very clear about what are the services you will be availing from all your nodal centers. Particularly the 3 levels supports the university has already developed. So I need not to emphasize about this CPV program is a 6 months program, 16 credits program, and there are 4 subjects courses are there. And for you people, the examinations will be conducted in June. I think for the June exam, Dr. Zarina will be giving you some valid and very important crucial information about the examinations as well as the assignment part. She will be giving a talk on that. Generally, while we support this, so you will be wondering what are the supports, how your course begins. That is what we are trying to inform you now. So the admission is confirmed for you already. You are aware of where you are already attached, the study center name, the coordinator name, and the code number of the center, or from where you will be writing your exam, to which center you have to submit your assignment. I think you are all by this time very clear about it. If you have any doubt, you can ask our colleagues who will be making the presentation. And also the study materials, all the students are coming from Delhi. You will be getting it, or you might have got it, some of you. Along with that, a program guide will be coming. And there is a 10-digit enrollment number we have given to you. That is a number to be quoted by you in all your communications, particularly the examination forms when the assignments responses are submitted to the study center. So this number is a must because you will be graded for this number. You will be identified by this number. So better you make a mention about this number in all your communications. And in the online counseling, we will be inviting the experts to talk about your subject matter in that 4 subjects in a staggered way over the period. And there will be a deadlines for submission of assignments also in a staggered way. So these are the 2 important components which you will be getting your supports. So you can interact with us. You may be having a lot of worries present here. What normally we do is in this kind of a program, we will make a presentation in the beginning. My colleagues will be after me. I think Dr. Zarina and Dr. Jagati, they will be talking about the various aspects involved in it. Followed by that, you can ask any question if you have any doubts, any clarification from us. So I don't want to come in the way and for a long time to hold on this session. So now I will close my preliminary remarks here and hand over the session to Dr. Zarina, Assistant Regional Director, to further take the sessions and discuss. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I request Dr. Jagati Madam to address the students. Dr. Jagati Madam, please come on.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am, and good evening, all the aspirants of CPV program. We are happy to invite you all to this program, and so we are happy that we are meeting you all in this online courses. And CPV, we have got the nodal center, and 2 of our academic counselors, Dr. Apandey sir and Dr. Shobha ma'am, they will be handling the academic counseling sessions, and they will be giving a clear thing about how to submit the assignments. And also I have today we have created a online group uh, including all the aspirants. We have shared how to submit your assignments and any other details pertaining to this CPV program. I request Mr. Apandey sir to give a brief about the CPV program. Thank you, sir. Mr. Apandey sir.
Good evening, one and all present here. So I wish to give you a brief introduction about the CPV, Certificate Program in Value Education course, and its importance, and overview of the course to the students. So I am presenting my screen. Is my screen is visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So Certificate Program in Value Education is one of the very essential course has to be studied by the students. It has been provided by the IGNOU in a term-based 6 months course provided to the certificate course. So myself, I introduce myself. I am Pandirajan, academic counselor in the Learning Center 25228, Stagland Women's College for the past 6 months. So I will proceed to the next. So value education. Before going to the contents of the syllabus, we have to know about the basics. What is the purpose of value education, and why it has been included, and what can it, the changes that can bring into the students. Purely in Indian context, the meaning of values provided in education is mainly to bring an ethical development of an individual and also for the society. In our recent education policy, that is National Education Policy NEP 2020, they have defined value education as inculcating, educating values, skills, attitudes in the students in order to provide an harmony within the students and with others, the people who are living along with the students. In the year 2021, Indian government has released a official press report stating that the value education has to be an integral part of the curriculum that has been stated mainly in the NEP 2020. So, value education is one of the essential course or essential subject has to be studied by each and every student in order to make him as a better person. So, value education is a process or function which gives a moral value to each other, and it also helps to development of a individual personality that makes society considers very significant. Sri Aurobindo has stated that a man's value does not depend on what he learns or his position or fame or what he does or what he doing, but what he is and inwardly becomes. That is mainly the value or purpose of the education. Next, importance of the value education. So we are having some key important issues that makes the value education as an important and a necessary subject to be studied by the students. First, creating enlightened citizens. Today, the aim of education is way beyond just earning or living. Purpose of mainly the education is to make a person as a knowledgeable and a moral person to the society. So our students also need to learn the right ways of living in the society, and the best way is to make them enlightened citizens is to impart values education from initial stages of the formal education itself. The ideas of values education is to nurture enlightened individuals capable of caring for the society. So that makes them mature. So this is the initial importance. Next one, making students adaptable. As adaptability is a great quality of in each and every student and is also a soft skill. As a student has to move along through different situations, they have to adaptable to the situation where they are moving or where they are diverting. So adaptable individuals are more likely to lead a better life. That, that is a best quality has to be in each and every student. In fact, they are also sought after in the workforce. Next, third one, supporting holistic development. That is the all-round development. The meanings of the values in the education is associated with one's holistic development or all-round development within himself. This means that education can be holistic and it can be fruitful only if it makes an individual acceptable to the society. If a person is educated, then he has been acceptable to the society also. Hence, value education is considered as the pillar that helps in an individual's moral development. That is a very, very important word. It is once a student has to be very more has to gain the moral development within himself. That helps to make him as a better citizen. So that is the main intention of our value education course, moral development. Next, here we are having some types in the value education for the types of values that are provided by the value education. Initially, human values. Human values is the greatest asset that guides the people to contemplate the human factor while socializing with each other. Some studies resources like textbooks, materials are impersonating the role of the positive approach towards the environment. This is the human values they are learning. Next, social values: brotherhood, self-control, honesty, love, faith. They are the some examples for the social values. As we know that social values in each nation is shielded by the society they are living. It helps us to transform our understanding of world around us, where we are living. Next, religious values. Each religion has its own rule and own methodologies, status principles. It is the ultimate moral value, which is full of pureness, meditation, yoga, discipline, transparency, control, and adherence to God. It is also known as the spiritual value. It's a scarcity of needs, happiness, endless selfishness, and freedom from seriousness. And finally, last type is professional values that is gained by the student. Each profession got its value, like the value of the teaching profession is awareness, momentum, honesty in the profession, consistency and faith. The value of every vocation is different from one another that fulfills the necessity of the community. So these are the some types of value education. So next we will move into our course, that is certificate program in value education, which has four units or four subjects: BEDS 001, BEDS 002, BEDS 003, and BEDS 004. So in the BEDS 001, we are going to see the overview and the perspective of the values. So initially, we are having some malaise in our society. That is defects. That's defects are in our Indian society has been removed by inculcating values into our students. That is one and only possible way of removing the malaise in our Indian society. Next, second one, relationship between the education and the value education. If we are attempt to analyze the concept of education from the point of view of behavior modification, it is supposed to bring. It is almost axiomatic that a value education and more, so moral education is an essential condition of the concept of education. So peaceful coexistence in the humanity can be attained only through a kind of education which is deeply rooted in a value system. The human values simultaneously take care of interest of the others as well as of our own selves without sacrificing the interest of either. I stated these points initially in the introduction points itself. So this makes the purpose of the or importance of the value education or a relationship between the education and the value education. Next, second one. Second key point is that in this subject, role of the teachers. So what the role the teachers has been playing in providing the values and our value educations to the students so that they are making a better persons. So the teachers' role is not only is to teach the subjects, major subjects, they also has to teach the value education, which is very pivotal role that has to be played by the teachers. So they have to providing very essential things that are needed that makes them a better person or better citizens. Next, initiatives of the value education in India. In 1999, the report on value education had been declared on the recommendations of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on HRD. This has been an important initiative taken by our Indian government to enhance the grounds for the building the value-based education program. The NCF, that is a National Curriculum Framework for School Education, observed in the 2000 stated that truth, ethical conduct, peace, admiration, and non-violence are the core terrestrial values. So these are the some important initiatives that has been taken by our Indian government. Next, second one is that morality and moral education. So morality, it has been stated also as a discipline, and moral education. So morality means providing disciplines. It has been provided through the different facets, or it has different facets. So moral education, we can compare the moral education versus religious educations also. So distinction or difference between the moral education and religious education is that so it is impossible for a citizen or a person to live without a religion. Likewise, they also have to secure some morality within themselves. So without having morality, they cannot being a proper citizen or a disciplined citizens in the society. So likewise, religious education and moral education are very important for an each and every student. Next, different dimensions of morality. There are different dimensions in the morality. Some of the dimensions I used to highlight or used to mention as the key points. Initially, caring. Caring is an important dimension, which implies that reaching out to help others. It also involves a kind of social or psychological understanding of each other's living around us. To feel for another is to think of him or her and understand their needs as well. So, love the neighbors as they love themselves expresses the essential meaning of the caring. So, this is the initial facet or initial dimension of the moral educations. Next, judging. So, judging is has the different context, which has a different connotation also. That is judging the adequacy or appropriateness of the moral decision, as it is clear from our decision of carrying orientation, especially as given by Gilligan and her associates. So, it, in another sense, judging is distinct from caring. We often reason through our judge a moral problem. So, these are the some key points about the judging. That is the second dimension of the morality. Third one is the morality and justice. We are comparing the morality with the justice. So, morality is a concept. It is meaningful only in the context of society, whereas justice can be seen as the overall. When the individual reaches a stages of autonomy of will, their behavior is directed by their own rational moral choices. This morality is called rational morality. So these are the some. Uh, this is the third dimension that we are telling. Fourth one is acting. Perhaps the most important thing that has been said about acting is that it is not moral or immoral in and by itself. He has to be a person with motives or judgment. His or her actions have no moral worth. So yet there are some behaviors which we as teachers to do promote, and others which which we condemn. For example, we are consider that when a child is eaten by one another, abusing each other by the words that deliberately miss classes, we do not appreciate. We have to tell them the proper reasons. So these are the some four dimensions of the morality. Next one is democracy in education. So as democracy, our country is a democratic country. So as we are also have say democracy in education also. So in modern concepts, we are having different type of democracies like liberal democracies and some other democratic methods. So the main principles of democracy is that do unto others as you would have been them unto you. So respect for the each others and having confidence in the human intelligence. Next, rights and the responsibility of the appropriate participation. These are the some basic principles they have to provide as a democracy in education. So the democracy in education as a concept of democracy as we been discussed above shows that some assumptions which are basic to it and that makes it worthwhile for the growth of both the individual and the society. So these basic faith or tenets, equality and freedom are the basis not only of the socio-political system and the structure but also lie at the root of our educational and life. So the next comes the concept of equality in education. So all the men or women are equal means that all needs to be equitably or fairly treated. Treating all men as well equal is neither desirable nor feasible because people are in fact different. So they have different intelligence, competence, needs, interest, and motivation. So treating them equal will do more harm than good. So providing equal opportunity to all the men is physically not possible because men cannot be equal access to means. So the only possible way is that a egalitarian or the politician argues for the equality in the sense of fairness or justice. Next, we have to democracy in education. Initially, we have discussed about the concept of equality in education. Next is that freedom in education. So, freedom is a concept which in our political, social, or even personal life is most sought after the goal of mankind. But the concept is even more complex than the concept of equality. The root idea behind the freedom is not to be impeded or constrained by either physical force or by passing laws, which again amounts to indirect use of force. Education is a means of acquiring our abilities without which freedom is not worthy. In fact, education or knowledge does not increase or limit one's freedom, it only increases the ability to use it. So there are different types of freedoms are enjoyable by the peoples who are living in our democratic country. The freedom to live where we please, the freedom to vote, to choose our friends, to express our ideas, to accept a particular faith or religion, and so on. So likewise, there are different types of freedoms has been enjoyed by ourselves. So let's move on to further. Next, overview of the values. So we have to see some of the overview about the values in our value education course. So initially, Indian culture and the human values. So how the values has been educated or enforced in our Indian culture in different ways that is going to be discussed in this topic, Indian culture and human values. So initial first thing that we are going to see in this topic is that different components of the Indian culture. So Indian cultures has the different parts. Each and one of them are closely related to each other and has intrinsically woven values like national symbols, language, literature, art, architecture, music, dance, values, food, clothes, festivals, society, family, marriage, religion. So these are the some different components are which are closely related to each other. Each of them are closely related, so which are very must and should in our culture. So the values underlying in our cultures are include the origin of term, the values, and the values has been included in our Indian Constitution through different articles based on our Indian Constitution. Next, second topic is that values in our curriculum. As I have stated about this point in introductory session, that values or value education has been enforced and it has been included in our curriculum by NCN, NCF, and also by NEP 2020 policies. So here are some methods by which values has been included in our curriculum. So teachers has to be aware of integrating values into the curriculum in the all subject. While teaching language and literature, the values underlying the prose or poetry are has to be elucidated by the teachers, those who are educating the students. Likewise, teachers may use storytelling techniques and make excursions to the local places of place which has some educational values, and the students also to make a healthy debates about the some different topics or about the greatest persons or achievers in our societies. Next, discussions with the students, mm, conducting dramas, encouraging the students to work collaboratively and provide them with the opportunities of self-expression, that is to expressing themselves through different methods, not only by using the above methods, they can also express their viewpoints or points through different methods or different ways. So these are the some of the ways that can we include our values in the curriculum. Next thing is that values highlighted in our Indian philosophy. So Indian philosophy is one of the richest philosophy in the world. It has been a has very rich cultural heritage also. The Indian philosophy refers to different philosophical traditions of the Indian subcontinent. It has been begin from the BC 1500 and continuing into the 20th century by different great individuals like Sri Aurobindo, Rabindranath Tagore, Mahatma Gandhi, Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa, Swami Vivekananda ji, Mother Teresa, Mr. Jaddu Krishnamurti, and others. They have highlighted about the Indian philosophy and its greatest traditions. So there are different ways by they have highlighted the values in the Indian philosophy. So let us see them in short and in a best way. So there have been different schools of philosophies like Mimamsa, Vedantas, Vishwada, Vishwadvaita, Nyaya, Sankhya, Yoga. So likewise, there are different schools of philosophies, and all the philosophy school main motivation is that there are heterodox, orthodox. These are the two different type of philosophy schools. One is that one type of school is that they are educating through the by using the Vedas as the method, and the other type of school is that they are not using Vedas. They are mainly focusing on the knowledge. Through the knowledge only everything can be achievable. That is the aim of the another type of philosophical schools. So these are the some philosophical schools in our Indian old age. So let us come to the point values that has been highlighted in our Indian philosophy. So Indian philosophy has included different, as we have mentioned, different type of schools. Through these schools, we have enlightened or highlighted the values through the different methods. Next, we are going to see the cultural pluralism in India. So cultural pluralism is reflected in the secular democratic framework of the Indian Constitution. The Indian Constitution can said to be a multicultural document. Through its political and institutional policy, the Constitution recognizes and accommodates the diversity of India. So according to the Article 350 of our Constitution, directs every state to provide adequate facilities for the instruction in their mother tongue itself at the primary stage of education of the children. So the initial or primary stage of education has to be educated only through their mother tongue only. Then as the primary education is the basic and essential for each and every, that it has been a basic stepstone for them. So they have insisted to educate them in their mother tongue itself. So our Indian country is a multiculturalism is a special kind of relationship adapted by this state. Different cultural communities are living there. Next, so we have seen the cultural pluralism. Next, values for the sustainable development. So in our India, we have through the international community, they have instituted some MDG and the SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. So MDG it has been expired and now SDG has been implemented in many different countries and including in our India also. So the SDG has almost 17 goals. So 17 goals as starting from the initial necessity of a particular citizens living in the country to the basic level to the advanced level. They are instituted to the 17 different goals. So the SDGs goals has to be achieved by within or before the by the year 2030. That is the aim they have fixed by the United Nations. So the values for the sustainable development. So there are some values there that has been initiated by the United States organization that has to be achieved or attained in order to for the sustainable development of each and everyone. Initially, from the point of they have different point of views. They have provided values from the peace, human rights, democracy, and for the sustainable development, they have provided the efficiency of the each and everyone citizens, future orientation, sense of mission, creativity, personal ecology, likewise. So these are the some values provided through the sustainable development. So the in this sustainable development, the role it has started from the each and every children as the some roles to be played for the sustainable development. So they have implemented using different methods. Some of them are by nurturing activities, using media to acquaint children with the environment, role play, cultural activities, reusing, recycling, and reducing consumption, gender equality, nurturing faith in the democracy they are living, and the inclusiveness. Next one is developing communication skill, respecting cultural diversity, getting familiar with the role of ICT, that is information and communication technology. It is one of the best method ICT through which we can convey our information to the students or any person easily. Life skill education, green club, these are the some of the methods through which we can educate the values for the sustainable development. So education is also of important role of the in the sustainable development through which each and every students has to be educated for their growth. Next, character and personality. So the character and personality is a very important aspect for each and everyone. So the character decides a person, that is very important aspect. So character as the personality versus character. So we often use the words personality and character interchangeably in order to describe ourselves and others. However, by using the words a quality or the state of being a person and the character as the complex of mental and ethical traits, marking and often individualizing a person. So the components of the personality that includes the some of the fundamental characteristics are consistency, psychological and physiological. They have to be best impact behaviors and actions. Next, multiple expressions. So yearly, there are some attempts as the classification of personalities have been made. So there has been also stated about the character. Though often we use the word to indicate special behavior traits and preferences of a person or personality itself is inherent to be alive and conscious. So the characteristic is the manifestation of these traits. In other words, we have personality by virtue of being, but we understand ourselves and others as individual conscious persons through their character only. So that means that character can influence personality, but the personality is unchanging. So the character and personality both can be closely related to each other. So personality disorders. So there are some personality disorders are the mental illness that they share several unique qualities. They contain symptoms that are enduring and play a major role in the most, if not at all, aspect of personal lives, while may disorders vacillate in terms of symptoms and presence and intensity. Personality disorders typically remain relatively constant. So there are some different types of disorders like antisocial personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder. So the character and its factors are the important. So let us move to the next block. So second one is that BADS 002. This mainly focuses on the socio-psychological basis. So let us see them the important things in this BEDS 002, that is socio-psychological basis in short and brief. Initial things that there are different stages of the development, which includes physical development, functional development, moral development, intellectual development, and spiritual development. So let us see them by the each and every developments in a short and brief also. Physical development. So the physical development gives the structure, form, and the functions to the human body. So physical development becomes the core of the personality development also. So physical development includes the changes in the body, in the brain, muscles, sense organs, bones, and so on. And in ways as individual uses is our body. Example, psychomotor development, likewise. So next, emotional development, social development, intellectual development, and spiritual development. These all developments are only based on the physical development. So physical development serves as a basis for the further developments of a person or a student. So physical development plays a vital role in developing other stages. So there are some growth factors are in the prenatal development periods, like a germinal stage, embryonic stage, and a fetus stage. Likewise, there are some functional development, like there are three stages in the functional development, which includes the motor development, that is movement of the persons. It starts from the prenatal heart stage to the postnatal stage. Next, second in the functional development is the sensory development. That is the development of our different type of sense organs in ourselves. Third one is the cognitive development. That is the development of our knowledge. So that is the important role. Cognitive abilities allows us to process the sensorial information we collect. This includes the ability to analyze, evaluate, retain information, and recall the experience and make comparisons and determine the actions. Next one is that functional development. So functional development that we have explained just now. Next, third one is that moral development. So moral development is one of the very important stages of the different stages of the development also. So moral development. So before going into the moral development, let us shortly about the intellectual developments. So intellectual developments are also called as the cognitive development that we have seen in the functional development. That is the third stage of the functional development. So we can also call the intellectual development also as the cognitive development. The human behavior as the aspects, cognitive learning or mental knowledge aspect, affective feeling or the emotional aspect, cognitive or psychomotor aspect. So the different aspects of the intellectual development includes the intelligence, sensation to the perception of the person, concept formation about the things that they are viewing or they are observing. Next one is the language development, memory development, creativity of a person, problem solving. Then finally comes the positive thinking, which is one of the very important. Next, there are also some factors which affects the intellectual development, which includes the heredity, physical growth, natural environment, family development, social economic status, school environment. These are the some factors that are affecting the intellectual development. So there are some stages also on the intellectual development. It includes sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. So the role of the teachers and the parents has been very vital in the intellectual development for the development of the intellectual knowledge, that is the cognitive for each and every person. So the role of the teachers is very must and should. Then only they can become a better persons in the society. So next we can see about the spiritual development. The spiritual development or knowledge of this self means to experience original divinity in the human beings, as the visible parts of the trees are supported by the invisible roots. Likewise, in human bodies also there are some visibly we used to see the beautiful organs and sweet voice movements, and behind this there are some invisible energies that keeps the functioning of the visible things that we are used to see. So the roots of human life lies only in the subtle energy, that is the invisible life energy. It is also known as spirit, or we used to call them as soul. So spirituality in which we relates to or affect human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. So spirituality touches that one part of oneself that is not dependent on material things or physical comforts. So religion has been a role which is playing important role in the spiritual development. There are different religions in our country. So our country is one of the just a place having different type of religions. The primary religions are in our country are Hinduism, Sikhism, Buddhism, Islam, and Christianity. So next, there are some science and spiritual development. Science also plays in the spiritual development. So scientific temper and modernization are not against spiritual development. Even Western scientists are now working for the balance between the science and technology and searching of the self himself. So science discovers the outer self where the spirituality discovers the inner self. So our great Sri Vivekananda has spoken in the US about the spirituality and importance of the yoga and many things. So it has been very welcomed and it has been one of the greatest achievements in so far. So the Indian approach towards the spiritual development, it includes the Indian thought of self-knowledge, human needs, and self-fulfillment. And they have to also focus on the self-actualization, which is placed as the higher level need of a person. Next comes to that it's a social needs, then security, then physical needs. These are the some included in the Maslow's hierarchy of the needs of the person living in the society. So physiological needs, safety needs, needs for the esteem, needs for the self-actualization. Next one is social dynamics and value development. So let us see about the socialization initially. So socialization means it is the process of learning to become the member of the society. It includes both formal and informal education. Socialization is done by the parents, teachers, peers that we are living along with, neighbors, and the educational and the religious institutions. So the process of socialization begins from the birth of a child and ends with the death of the person. So it is traveling throughout our life. So during this term, we learn values, beliefs, and the norms of the society. So some of the values, beliefs, and norms that we learn for becoming a member of the society are appreciated, while some are not appreciated, rather to some extent criticized. So the process of socialization take place in the cycles or different formats. Next, social interaction and the human values. There are different ways that has been taken place in social interaction has been played in the human values. So the interaction, otherwise called as the communication, is considered as an important aspect of our life, affecting the relationship we have with others and ultimately influencing the way we experiencing ourselves. So it is includes different ways of interaction with each and everyone. So the interaction it includes verbal interaction and non-verbal interaction. So compared to the verbal interaction, non-verbal interaction plays a very major role. It is believed that 93% of the communication is only throughout the body language. Only 7% of the communication is done through the words or through the verbal education. So the non-verbal communication is one of the effective method or effective tool in order to interact or communicate with each other. So how we are providing the social interaction through these human values has been considered as one of the key points. Though so there have been different formats of conflict are also arising in our society, like a conflict within the family due to the health reason, perception, socialization, or too much of expectations. So this has been some important roles for the reasons of the arising conflict within the society or within the family. Next, we have to see about the process of some human adjustments also there, like adjustment between within the family or within the between the husband, wife, childrens, and these are the some adjustment that has been made within the family. If there is any shortage of the adjustment, then it has been considered as the adjustment disorder, which has to be rectified. Next, social linkages. So social linkages. So in the social linkages, we used to see about the value development through the social institution. So family and neighborhood discusses the importance of the family, which is very crucial in building the child's personality, as the basic values and morality are formed here. The next one is the school and the peer. So this in this we are going to see the peer relationship with our peers and the school activities that promote the value development. So the influence of the peers is playing very major role, whether it has been positive or negative. Is it has been a crucial importance in a teenage student's life. At its very best, peers can be the source of positive motivation, success, and healthy behavior. On the other hand, negative peers can influence an adolescent to engage in behavior that his or her values might otherwise reject. For maintaining emotional health, the child needs to achieve a balanced based on combination of values acquired from the family, friends, schools, and peers. So the role of parents has been discussed in early stages itself. So it has been very pivotal and undisputed role. Next, the influence of the media on the value development. So it has been a very greatest impact played by the media in every aspect of the social living. So various forms of media like printed media, electronic media. So nowadays, social media is highly trending. Next, mass media, traditional media contributes to the value development of the children in both positive and negative ways. The importance of media literacy is very much highlighted in the development of values within our society. Next one is the that we have discussed influence of the medias on the value development. So these are the things that we are going to discuss in our BEDS 002, that is socio psychological basis. And the third one is the pedagogy of values. In this pedagogy of values, we are going to see some of the important key points, that is the development of the values through the curriculum. So there are some different types of different models of values. So the teachers and schools are the instrumental in the formation or transformation of the values among the students. For instilling positive values, mm, teachers themselves should adopt certain theories, principles, and viewpoints. So the different indicators for identifying values through classroom interactions have also been, as we discussed, with ourselves. Next one is the value identification. The value identification, it includes the recognizing of values in curriculum and understand the different sources. The NCF, that is National Curriculum Framework for School Education, describes the inculcation of the values through the school curriculum by developing different qualities, key qualities like regularity, punctuality, creativity, sensitivity, fraternity, democratic attitude, etc. Next, third one is the value integration. The value integration, it includes integration of the different methods of method highlighted. The source outside the school, like the society, home, and the media, it has been played a very important role towards the value development of individuals. The value integration to the history, science, maths, arts also we have been analyzed. A support framework for the teachers, enabling them to fulfill their role as a value educators, which has been very important. That greatly help the teachers or educators in the society where we are living. And the next last one is the value transaction. So this is very important. Whatever strategies that has been adopted by the teachers, they must ensure that the values has been properly transacted by the method by which they are teaching or by which they are educating The different approaches and activities adopted by the teachers to transact values in their pupils have been highlighted and through different methods. Value transaction can be done through the classroom activities, practical exercises like previously I told about storytelling, dramas, and conducting the debates, discussions. Next is socialized techniques like incidental learning methods, philosophical inquiry approach have been analyzed, a framework suggesting key elements that inform good practice and approaches which schools may consider for the value transaction have been highlighted. Next one is the values and co-curricular activities. Initially, we have to see about the organization of the co-curricular activities. So this key point we used to show about the different type of co-curricular activities. So the co-curricular activities plays vital role in developing all type of subject, especially the value education. So the role of this role school and the teacher in organizing co-curricular activities are very much enhanced or very much motivated. The teacher's role as a planned innovator, organizer, manager, advisor, and motivator are highly essential for the organization of the conducting different co-curricular activities in different ways. So the difficulties also there in organizing the co-curricular activities, and we have to take some effective measures to overcome those difficulties that we are facing. Next one is the values and the co-curricular activities. The inculcation of the values in foremost ideal places like the schools, colleges is discussed. We have discussed in the earlier units itself. The development of values promoted through the different activities like house systems, student councils, school assemblies, and inter-house cultural events and elaborated and analyzed. Co-curricular activities develop values through the participating, experiencing, working, playing, and learning together. Next one is the curricular values through the co-curricular activities. So that is the last thing in about the values and the co-curricular activities. So there are different methods by which we can develop the curricular activities through the co-curricular activities also. So the both they are interlinked with each other. Next, last one is the ICT and the value development in the BDS 003. So ICT has been earlier highlighted information and communication technology has been very vital role. The integration of ICT has been in the three levels like learning, technical, practical, and critical. They has to be discussed the uses and abuses of ICT and the role of teacher in ICT in school administration, the effective usage, the way teachers and students are helped through the ICT have been also been identified. Next, creating awareness or generating awareness which can minimize the abusive usage of ICT. Though ICT is a greatest requirement in every workplace nowadays, it cannot be avoided. But it has been observed that students have started heavily relying on the internet. But in some places, the possibility of internet is still impossible, like in remote areas. So where we have to identify about the sources and types of the ICT misused by the students. So it has to be overcome, and yes, we have to educate them about the those things, and we have to eradicate those things. So these are the some key points in our third unit. Fourth one is the application and support skills. So in this is the last application and the valuable skill is the BDS 004. In this first we are going to see about the working towards the inclusiveness. So the inclusiveness is very much and important aspect of the education. So the need and concept of the inclusion is that caste, class, gender, and disability. They describes a broad concept of inclusion with a special reference to the caste, class, and gender and disability. In our Indian country's context, there is no formal and official definition for the inclusion. It doesn't not mainly only the placement of the students with the in regular classroom, but it means all learners, young peoples with or without disabilities with the following perspective in consideration like caste, class, gender. The unit also discusses the need for the effective contextualization of the curriculum as per the needs of the learners. Next, counseling, parents and peers. Here we are clarifying the meaning of the counseling and illustrate the role of the counseling towards the inclusiveness. The benefit of counseling will help us to have a life which you can fully enjoy with our relationship, and for this parental and peer counseling and very necessary for working towards the inclusiveness. The school system should also have trained counselors, peer support, help address the range of problems like bullying, inequalities based on caste, class, gender, effective learning. Last one is empathy. Empathy is also another thing. Empathy appreciates the need of empathetic people for working towards the inclusiveness, the meaning of the empathy and sympathy and their similarities and differences. This is very minor. The values of empathy, like to connect people, to heal, to build trust, have been elaborately we have to going to see in this topic. The teaching and learning of empathy in schools by using analytical tools of role play has many advantages to interpret the phenomena at many levels of the human organization, develop the skills of communication, emotional problem solving, and self awareness. So, the activities for developing empathy has also been elaborately we are going to analyze in this part. So, this is the some working towards inclusions includes these subtopics. Next one is that life skill development. So, in this life skill development, we are to going to see about the importance of the life skills. So, life skills are very and must and should. So, the different type of life skills and the need for such skills are very much highlighted. Life skills enables the child to know what to do, when to do, and how to do while facing the challenges of different real life situations. The integration of the life skills in curriculum under the transaction towards improving interpersonal relationship also been analyzed. Next one is the development of life skills by curricular and co-curricular activities. So this key point elucidates the various methods of the transaction of life skills through the even through the curricular and both through the co-curricular activities. There are different formats of life skills education we have been going to discuss here. Various activities illustrating different co-curricular activities and the importance of those different activities. It is helps to develop the self-awareness, critical thinking, leadership, and other qualities. Last one is that nature and nurture. This is the these are both symbiotic relationship between this nature and nurture. It familiarizes the learners about the role played by the nature and nurture in the value development and the need for living in harmony with the nature. The meaning of the nature and its different connotations are there existing. So nurturing as a social and it is an institutional process, and the interdependence between the nature and the nurture have been defectly going to see here. There are some symbiotic relationship between the nature and nurture, which has significant implication for the teachers who have a positive and a proactive role to be played in the value development of the children, environment, its protection, preservation, conservation. So these are the some concepts that we are going to see, and they have been very much highlighted. So these are the our four subjects in this course certificate program in value education that we are going to see. So in this modern era of this skill based learning, and creativity, values education can often get neglected. However, with the growing complexities of our globalized world, the aspect of the education in sole savior for your youth and the society in general. Unfortunately, our youth is losing track because of our not awareness of the or not knowing of because of the values. And the worst part is that they are also losing a grip on their moral values. To many of us, the participation of our youth in criminal activities quite alarming, as the ratio of the criminal activities involved by the students with the age group of 16 to 18 has been increasing. That has been reported by our census. However, many of us choose to ignore this situation and try to make peace with these unpleasant trends. So finally, we will see about some conclusion about this program. So a student's holistic development needs both education and values. So these two are both really very much important for the students' all-round development. So in the present time, moral values for the students are as important as academic success. Today, our society now needs individual with education and values equally. So value education is all about achieving the advancement of the existing technologies and conveying them to our upcoming generation also. So we can show humanity and can do proper use of education to educate the people around us. So it is also very crucial for the forming the character of future immigrants, training their ethical values, help to choose the precise trial which gives moral worth to the learners. So these are the some important things that we have to understand what is the purpose of value education, why we are insisting, and what are their advantages. So any queries or any feedbacks that you can give to me.
Sir, thank you very much for your elaborate details about the certificate program in value education.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
It's very worth PowerPoint presentation. I request you to share that Power PPT with us so that
Okay,
we will forward it to all the students of the all regional centers also. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Very worth program which you have delivered in a very clear and very precise way, giving all the inputs of the program about each and every course code. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Now,
you.
regarding the students, the general administrative aspects, let us discuss now. I hope all of you might have downloaded your student ID card. Please keep it with you. If any student have any difficulty in downloading the ID card, please send us an email. That is rcchennaiadmissions@igno.ac.in. To this email ID, please send it so that if anybody have any difficulty, we will download and we will send it to you. And with regarding to the study material, I hope most of the students might have already received the study material. If any student has not yet received the study material, I hope in a shortest time you may receive it. Meanwhile, you can access the eGyan-Kosh from the IGNO website. So in the eGyan-Kosh, if you can type CPVE program in the search box, you can download the study material along with your program guide for all the 4 courses. When Sir was insisting, Sir was telling you about the aspects of each course. In this program, there are theory component is there, assignment component is there, practical component is there. Then you have to attend the term and examinations also. So with regarding to the counseling, already the counseling schedules we have received and we have forwarded all the schedules to all the students. So please attend the online counseling, as this is the nodal center. All 100% counseling will be done through online. So next is assignments. The learners are expected to submit assignments at their study centers. So for regional center Chennai, Akhilandeshwari Women's College, Vandavasi is the study center. So RC Chennai students, please submit your assignments in the study center. And the last date given is 31st March 2000. 24. It may be extended to 1 or 2 weeks. So better you start writing the assignments and submit as early as possible. And you all have to submit your examination online forms. It is given in the IGNOU website. You can go to the IGNOU website. Already we have sent you the communication about the links as how you can submit. You can write the examination in any examination center anywhere in the country. While filling the online examination form, you have to select the region, and under each region the examination center details are all reflected. You can select the examination center of your choice and you can attend the examinations. You all know pretty well that examinations will be conducting in the month of June for the learners who have joined for this program in January 2024 session. So already the date sheet is given in the website. We have also sent you the communication about the date sheet, and you can submit the online examination form. 31st March is the last date to submit the examination form without late fee. And after that, you have to pay a late fee of 1,100 rupees plus per course it is 200 rupees. So this is the information about the term and examinations. So don't delay. Today is already 26th. Before 31st March, it is better you submit your online examination form. And with regarding to your practicals, it will be conducted at your study centers itself, and you can complete the program. So assignment is one component, theory examinations is another component, and practicals is third component for this program. So apart from that, you can attend the sessions in the Gyan Darshan channel. There are video lessons and audio lessons already. Our senior regional director, Dr. K. Pannirselvam, has sent his welcome letter in which all the details are already available. Please go through that and keep that welcome letter till you complete your program, because whenever you get a doubt, you can go through that and you can attend the needful. So these are all some important points. You can attend the Gyan Darshan, Gyanvani programs, Swayam Prabha channel programs also. And now the session is open for interaction. Please come forward. You all may come on the video and you can express your doubts, if any. Please come on the video, ma. Anybody, please come on the video, or you can write your doubts also in the chat box, so that the esteemed academic counselors are very much present. They all can reply to you. Please come on the line.
So the participants are asked to give their feedbacks or any doubts.
Yes, sir. This is feedback or interaction session. Please come on the video, or you can, if you have any difficulty, you can type in the chat box also.
And one more thing, madam.
Sir,
First
please.
of all, I want to thank the RC Chennai Center for giving me the nice opportunity to deliver the induction program, and also for our coordinator, Dr. Jagadi madam, and for all the participants, those who have attended the induction program. So as told by our RC Chennai assignments are very important, and she also insisted the last date, that has been 31st of this month. So you have been advised to submit your assignments on date, or to avoid, as the assignments place 30% weightage in your score. So you have been asked to complete the assignments within the day, and also focus on the term and examinations once after you are completing your assignments. So the participants, please unmute your mic and give your feedbacks in this session. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So learners, please come online if you have any doubts for interaction. If you don't have any doubt, please put in the chat box. So no one is coming forward. I hope they are all now after attending the college and all that.
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt, ma? Please come forward. No.
Participants, please come forward.
Yes, madam. Jagati.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Actually,
Thank you,
ma'am,
ma'am.
what we did is we have created a group and we have called all the individuals. We have told them we are having the induction meeting today, and we have instructed them about the assignments, and also we have sent the assignments to the through the WhatsApp group, and we have given a basic introduction about what is meant by CPV and how they have to attend the assignments and in what format, what is the front sheet they should use, and how they should write the assignments. So these instructions we have made individual call to the each aspirants, and we have given it a clear thing, ma'am. So I thank once again RC Chennai, madam and sir, for giving this wonderful opportunity, and Apande sir for giving a brief introduction. And I suppose all our aspirants have attained the knowledge about how to take up the CPV. And as sir already quoted that CPV, why we choose the CPV is that we give some moral studies for the students, so which will be very useful for them to place this good citizens in our society. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I am very thankful to our Senior Regional Director, Dr. K. Pannirselvam sir, for giving this opportunity to conduct this program. Very thankful to Jagati madam, coordinator, Apande Rajan sir, Shobha madam, and all the participants who all have attended this program and made it grand success. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.